was more or less full. This is a 13-year-old girl. She presented with malaise, exanthema, and Charcot syndrome. She had puffiness of her eyelids and lower lip edema. Her creatinine was 0.6 milligram, cholesterol was 231 milligram per cl, 24 hours protein 4 grams, HCV negative, hepatitis B surface antigen negative, HIV negative, ANA negative, and her anti-double-stranded DNA was pending at the time of the biopsy, which is irregular thing you get on your request. Her hemoglobin was 7.8, platelets 150, TLC with 3.4, Coombs test negative. They did a renal biopsy. Would you renal biopsy? Would you do a renal biopsy?
Yes.
Okay.
اوكي
لا عندها 4 جرامز هو واش
ليه يعني جيرل ليه ما قلتش نعمل تشينج عادي
بالظبط she's 13-year-old her creatinine is more or less normal 4 grams proteinuria
ليه هقول فيها مولس يعني وان قطر الكرياتين ده بالعكس ده ممكن انا ما اعملش بايوبسي عشان الانيميا السريره عايز اصلحها يعني مفيش اي كرايتيريا مفيش هيماتوريا مفيش
دكتور جمال اذا كان باوس هو اذا كان باوس نعم باثولوجيست
هو انا مش اجينست بالعكس انا مور برون بس ايه اللي خلانا هنا نقول هعمل بقى يعني
I think it's the malaise and the exanthema and that they had doubt that the patient was lupus. Although in her they were still waiting for the double-stranded DNA, the presence of the proteinuria and the anemia. So I think overall they actually wanted to know what's going on. It was not purely that she's a classic nephrotic syndrome. What would be a differential diagnosis, however? So we've already discussed that she could be lupus. Could she just be a minimal change?
لا اكثر كده طبعا يعني ممكن نخش على كلاس 3 بقى
لا انا مش بقول كلاس بتاعت lupus بقول another disease other than lupus we don't know if she's lupus or not and we don't have the serology we have only the clinical lupus or minimal change we have any other differential diagnosis
HUS بس الكدني فانكشن نورمال يعني ما في الاول ممكن
sometimes by the way patients present purely by
الهيموليسيس مع الانيميا ونكون وصلنا الى HUS ممكن FSGS is not
are we considering post-infectious؟
ما فيش competence يعني مش حاجه suggest.
Okay. So that's the biopsy. This is our glomerulus. This is an H&E stain. These are the tubules and interstitium which they look nice enough for me, just mild tubular injury, but you can see the glomerulus. You see these thickened tubular basement membranes. These tubular basement membranes here look and the color is different from the rest of the glomerular basement membrane here, sorry, GBM. And you have some stuff here inside actually the capillary lumina. What do you think this is? Now we have thrombosis. Okay. Is this a hyaline thrombus or a fibrin thrombi? What do you think? Hyaline thrombi, yes. What about this basement membrane? Yes, someone said wide loop. Yes, of course could be wide loop. Can you see what's here in the basement membrane? And let me show you by the trichrome. And you see these beautiful subendothelial deposits with the trichrome. You can also see the hyaline thrombi, which are by the way, the same continuum. You start with the deposits within the basement membrane, then they leak and form the thrombi within the capillary lumina. Look here again. So you can see this subendothelial deposits. Yes, it looks like an antigen actually. This is true. But with these extensive subendothelial deposits, I had question marks about where does it exist. I actually thought that it was lupus. Specifically, look at the PES. She had a single glomerulus with this huge cellular crescent. Yes, this is the beauty of the PES stain actually, that if you're in doubt whether this is a crescent or not by the H&E, it really comes out in the trichromes and in the PES. In the PES, you feel always the capillary tuft itself is stained more than the crescent, and you get this one. And look, what are these? you know what this is? These are possibly necrosis. This is fibrinoid necrosis. So on the base of light microscopy, it looks so much to me that it is possibly lupus. And we still did not have her serology, which took ages, and I don't remember why. We went to immuno, and this is a very old case of mine. And you can see the immuno, look the amount of deposits along the basement membrane together within the mesangium, and here you have also extensive mesangial knobs here, but this is IgA. And C3 granular, and again along the basal membrane and in the mesangium abundant C3, and the rest was negative. Yes, which was really tricky. So now what do you think? Is this an IgA nephropathy? Is this still lupus nephritis? Is it a crescentic glomerulopathy, a contagious glomerulonephritis, which had fibrinoid necrosis, or is it a membranoproliferative glomerulonephritis? Okay, so who thinks it's an IgA? Let me see a show of hands. Who would diagnose this case as an IgA nephropathy? None? Oh, interesting. Everybody, they're so clever. So this is not IgA, because even if it shows IgA and C3 on the immunofluorescence, it's the wrong place for the immunoglobulins to be deposited there. Is this lupus?
Possible.
Possibly, yes. Is this a crescentic, Gian?
Not right.
Why? Why do you say no? Why no? لا ممكن. Why? No. I was very clear about, and this is why I'm asking. I said that we had only one glomerulus showing a crescent. This diagnosis, bear in mind that this diagnosis is not a diagnosis. Crescentic glomerulonephritis per se is not a diagnosis. It's a pattern of injury. Okay? And what we call crescentic glomerulonephritis, and it had been debatable between pathologists, but you need at least a cutoff of 50%. Others say cutoff of 80, up some 80%, but nobody, not below 50%. So one glomerulus with one cellular crescent, even 2 or 3, is only an expression of the aggressiveness of the disease. It does not categorize the disease into the crescentic entity, and you should not put the diagnosis. This could be an NPGN with crescents, could be an IgA nephropathy with crescents, even if you have abundance of crescents, even up to 30 and 40% crescents. Is this a necrotizing glomerulonephritis? Yes?
Primary.
Not primary, it doesn't look like primary. Is it an MPGN?
Possible.
Is it an glomerulonephritis? Yes, so we go with 2 or 5. Actually, we got stuck, and we were lucky that we had EM assistance at that time, and you can see, زي ما دكتورة منى abundantly explained to you very nicely, this is the basement membrane, down here the podocytes, and you can see here the podocytes, and you can see how they're starting to be effaced. This is focal effacement. We got extensive subextensive deposits, really extensive. Yes. Yeah, extensive deposits. I've never seen such a thing. And look here, huge deposits. There were also deposits in the mesangium, and they were scattered in some epithelial deposits as well. Tubular, yes, and she had to and these ends again the podocytes. So this raised all the doubt. This is lupus, glomerulonephritis, and he has lupus glomerulonephritis. So final diagnosis is lupus glomerulonephritis class 4G, active. She had no chronicity. You just heard the classification from Dr. Sousan, so you know the message from this case is importance of the biopsy, as we were discussing in the morning. In those patients who has no clinical signs of an active lupus class, and clinically you think they are class 1, 2, or 5. By that time, before we saw the EM, her serology was out, and we knew that she was lupus. But still, the clinicians were not convinced that she is an active lupus, in spite of that we have this crescent, because they only looked at her proteinuria and she had no other signs. And in children, it is even more crucial, because the disease presentation is more variable than in adults. Okay.